All right. We are live on a Friday night. I don't think we were live last Friday, but we're live this Friday. Dogs are happy, it looks like. I am happy. I just stuffed myself with some amazing Hawaiian food, and so did Kat. She's over on the couch suffering. I'm sitting here kind of suffering, not too bad. I did all right. It's she had the pulled pork, I had the chicken and the beef, and it was delicious. I'm not a huge pulled pork fan. She is. She really loves it, and I'd much rather have the chicken and the beef, and it's like teriyaki. They give you extra teriyaki sauce in there with it. Ah, it's so good. Delicious. Oh, great. Huh. We're going to do this again, are we? All right. Hang on. All right. Just going to be me for a minute. I need to reboot this computer over here, I guess. But I guess I hadn't done that yet. It's been a while. Oh, and it needs an update. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Dog cam will be right back after these brief moments. So I'll keep an eye on that. You know, sometimes stuff just happens. So what is happening? And we're going to get to some editing here quickly. This drone thing is getting out of hand. Now, of course, Trump made a thing today that said mystery drone sightings all over the country. Can this really be happening without our government's knowledge? No, it can't. And I think that's what he's saying. We have the most sophisticated defense system in the world. We have the most sophisticated military in the world. And we have these drones that are running around. And our government's like, well, we don't know exactly what it is, but everybody is safe. Or today, so the State Department guy, I mean, they're just, people are, I mean, it's insane. It's freaking insane right now. Hang on, let me hide that for a second. Let me pull up what I was going to look at here. This is our State Department spokesman. I think it's John freaking idiot Kirby. All right, here's his interview today. Let's take a peek at this. All right, we're almost there on the dog computers. Let's look at
this. Do you know and you can't say?
Oh, hang on, I need to get my volume back up.
Can you tell me that?
No, I'm telling you, Martha, I'm telling you, we don't.
You don't know.
We can't corroborate every single sighting. Some of them we have, not all of them, and we're working hard to do that. We know people are afraid of it. We know people have concerns. We have those same concerns.
Yeah, because they're flying over your house, and it sounds like there are motorcycles landing on your roof. Let me ask you this: one, person who.
This guy is a professional liar. These people are lying to you. They know exactly what it is. They don't want to tell you. They don't have to tell you because your government can just freaking lie to you. All right, hang on one second. Got to look in the camera over there to just a side thing. I don't know. The latest Windows, you can basically, where you used to be able to, you used to have to sign in with a pen. Now you can sign in with your face. I think that's pretty cool. Yes. And for the longest time, we did. We're supposed to believe the government, but they won't hurt you. Bull. Yeah, exactly. And for the longest time, we didn't question these things, right? But look at where it's gotten us all these years. And look at what we find out later on. Like, Like even going back to Vietnam era and how they manipulated things to get us into that conflict, how they manipulate things, or the Iraq stuff, or the yellow cake uranium, or the mobile weapons labs. Colin Powell apologized. Colin Powell apologized for what he did to get us into the wars. And we've just ramped it up, and they're afraid to death of people getting in there to figure out what they've done. That's why they're fighting so hard. This isn't a coincidence. Syria is not a coincidence. This is not a coincidence. None of this stuff is a coincidence. And I mean, it's hard to say, but it's just not. It's not a coincidence. But
watch this online. Said they think it's a Terradynamics Transwing Drone XP4, which is being developed by the U.S. Navy as a recon and logistics drone capable of picking up and dropping off packages between land and moving ships in high seas and winds. You know, they're suggesting it's an American company. We asked the company. They said we can't speculate on the origin of the drones that are flying over New Jersey. So is that an avenue that has been inspected? You know, is this a private company that is practicing something? And what wouldn't they have to clear something with somebody to have this kind of activity?
It could very well be, as I said, these could be commercially developed drones of some kind.
Why not just take one down and figure out what's going on?
Well, the idea of taking something down, again, you want to worry about public safety. First of all, we don't have enough conclusions to take that kind of a policy action. But let's just assume for a minute, Martha, that we did. I mean, you're not going to want to shoot something down where it could hit somebody's house or hurt somebody.
Well, the Coast Guard says that there are 30 of them following one of their ships in the ocean. So would that work?
I mean, again, we have to develop the policy options based on what we know we're dealing with here, and we just don't know enough to make those take those kinds of actions. But my goodness, we're going to do everything we can to find out, and we're going to share as much as we can. I understand it's frustrating for folks.
Yeah.
It's frustrating for us. We want to know as well.
What does President Biden say about it?
He also has tasked the team to look into this and to be energetic in doing it, to try to get answers. He saw some of these images yesterday. He has talked to his team, including his top leaders, including at the Defense Department.
And Have you called in like AI experts or said, like, why don't we ask Elon Musk what he thinks, or brought in outside experts?
We're working really hard right now inside in the interagency, and certainly supporting the FBI and DHS as they investigate this. And if we need to have additional conversations with,
we're working hard to figure out and lie to you what the hell's going on. Oh, hang on. 1 second. There we go. Got to get rid of the echo. So yeah, so they're working hard to figure out how to continue to lie to you, because they absolutely know what the hell these things are.
People outside the lifelines, we certainly will do that. But I want to make sure I don't get ahead of the investigators and what they're doing.
It just seems weird. I mean, people, they're low. They fly fairly low, some of these. It just, I think, is amazing that the White House has no idea what's going on. I think that makes people feel really unsettled. In New Jersey, they sent out an intelligence bulletin, I should say, issued in December of 2024 with recommendations for encountering downed UAVs. And it says a downed or landed drone should not be approached. It says, request hazardous materials response unit or local hazmat team. And then it says, request the nearest bomb squad. Do you agree with those recommendations if one of these things comes into someone's house?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, what's going to happen when one of these things crashes into somebody's house?
Or lands in their yard, or they have to deal with it.
Yeah, look, I haven't seen that directive, but all that makes perfect sense to me as a former military person. If something like an aircraft of any kind lands in your backyard or close to you or your family, call the authorities. Don't approach it. You don't know what it is, and you don't know what kind of fuel might be on board. You absolutely should just call the authorities. Make sure you report it. Don't go near it. Don't touch it. You don't want to get hurt.
So that's our government. That's our State Department spokesman. Just straight up lying to you. I mean, That's all it is. And if we ever had any ideas that Biden was actually in charge of things, they're not. Yeah, no, I don't know. I think there are some people that maybe thought for a while, but he's not running anything anymore. He doesn't care. I don't know. Let's see. Are there any late updates about the drones? Let's see. More than 50 drones were spotted off the coast of New Jersey. It's confirmed and corroborated by various law enforcement military sources.
There were 50 that came off the ocean.
50?
50. That was my
called 911 after seeing 50 of them come off the ocean.
advice after we made contact with that officer that there were 50 that came off the ocean.
50?
50. That was my reaction also. There were 50 that were coming off the ocean.
And this is a sworn officer.
A sworn officer, yes. We contacted state police, we contacted the FBI, we contacted the Coast Guard, at which point the Coast Guard went out with their boat and they reported seeing 13 following their boat. And then the Coast Guard also advised that they went over them about 300 feet and had a wingspan of about 8 feet.
You know, the Ocean County Sheriff, that drone unit, they have an industrial grade drone. They put it up. They were tracking one of these drones, Elizabeth, and they said this thing easily evaded them, disappeared out of thin air. So, you know, to me, if this is not our military, then it's even more scary, and we need answers, frankly. One of their officers called.
Yeah, maybe some answers. Answers would be good. like, is this the other thing? I was thinking that maybe this is just a test. Let's see how much can we get away with? How much will people put up with? Because obviously it's a lot. So I don't know. It's so crazy. And then now there was some video going around of somebody like shooting at one of them, and that was faked. So don't believe that. That was you know, and there's like a bunch of power lines and stuff in the way. That was faked video. They showed the original. It's not real. People are not shooting at the drones. They are there. I mean, let's see, is there any? That's 10 hours ago. Here's somebody in drones above my house right now. Oops, sorry. Click the wrong button. I don't know. That looks a little crazy. Let's see. I don't really zoom in. It kind of looks like a pumpkin. It looks like a pumpkin with Christmas lights around it. I don't know. Oh. Yeah, exactly. We could be aliens. It could be. This absolutely could be the start of the invasion or Independence Day, whatever you want to call it. War of the Worlds kind of thing. Maybe they'll catch a cold. I don't know. It's insane. It's just crazy. So yeah, and I like how, let's see, did I? Yeah, this headline here, Trump, share this tab instead. Trump advocates shooting down mystery drones. Oh, and then, so that's what he said. We started this thing. Mystery drone sightings all over the country. Can this really be happening without our government's knowledge? Of course not. I don't think so. Let the public know, and now, otherwise, shot them down. And should have been shoot them down, but shot them down. So nowhere. What's funny? Okay, so let's take this statement. Trump advocates shooting down mystery drones. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to turn this into Trump has told the public to go shoot those down. Now, nowhere in this thing does he say, public, go shoot down the drones. He says, no, let the public know and now, otherwise shoot them down. If you're the government, he's talking about the government. But that is not how it will be reported. It'll be reported, Trump says, go out and shoot drones down. So this is the video I was talking about. This is fake. This is not real video. This has been manipulated. Bullets don't look like that when they leave a gun at night. So somebody had some fun there with this one. What is the clicking anyway? I mean, this isn't a shotgun, obviously. That's not a racking sound that you would have. That's not somebody racking one into the thing. Oh, well, I'll look that up. Okay, give me a second. Let me see if I can find that. There we go. All right, let's take a look at this.
Didn't know what to expect, and take it from there. I mean, what happened?
Off the top, I've been skeptical of this story. As a resident of New Jersey, as a journalist here, I thought it was going to be some sort of yahoos, and we would get a laugh out of this in several weeks. What happened yesterday completely changed my entire view on this story. Earlier in the afternoon, I was out with the Ocean City Sheriff's Department. They have a drone unit. They've investigated these things. What they've saw a bunch over the weekend. We did not see any with them last night. I was coming back home. I got a tip. Monmouth County, they're spotting them in Monmouth County. That's where I live. So I raced up here and I tried to figure out where the picture was that somebody sent me. And sure enough, I saw one. So I trailed it to a neighborhood, a dead-end street, and I got out of my car and I took my phone out with my iPhone, and I couldn't really capture it, but I was staring literally at this drone 200 feet above me maybe. I called our photographer, Nick, and I said, get up here as soon as you possibly can, meet me at this location, etc. I tracked a few more to the location where we are right now, over a body of water behind us. And I gotta say, Brian, over the next 2 hours, we saw dozens and dozens of these things, and they look like nothing you've ever seen before. I'm not even sure I'm right in calling them a drone. They looked like they were fixed wing aircraft. They had multiple, blinking lights. They did not look anything like a plane, because there's plenty of planes flying overhead. Like tonight, they're not here. We're seeing just planes. Last night was totally different. They look creepy, and they move at a different pace. We tried to even follow a couple. They went off in the distance and disappeared. It's completely rewired my brain on this topic, and I am a believer, and we need answers, and we don't have answers, and we need someone to step up and say, here is what's going on, because otherwise, we're heading down this path in New Jersey and these states where people are just going to take this into their own hands.
Yeah, and I'm looking at your video right now. We have it in the middle of the screen. I know it's tough at night when you're using your iPhone and it's pitch black, you said you were near the water, but so it's kind of hard to see. But we've heard these reports from people, but hearing it from you, Rich, as our investigative reporter, knowing the kind of work you do, it is kind of freaky to hear you say that that you couldn't identify it. Describe it a little more. I mean, how big? And when I think of a drone, you think of like it's got the four. It's almost like a little helicopter with the four rotors. Are these not? Do these look different than that?
They look different. They almost look like a U-shaped or a V-shaped. They didn't make a sound. It was, you know, a couple 100 feet above us. They, you just didn't know what you were looking at. It was moving across the sky very quietly, and we kept saying to each other, like, Nick and I, like, what are we looking at? Like,
that's the freakiest part of this whole thing is these, and nobody can tell us.
Are you getting the shot? And what the heck are we filming? There's a couple shots you can see where you can see that it's fixed wing, and it doesn't look like a plane. It almost looks like inverted. It sounds crazy as I say this now, Brian, like that's what you're seeing on the screen. That's what we were seeing right above our heads. And it happened till about 11:30 at night. And then it started to like die off. And I was like, we could stay out here all night. But I went to bed. This is my community. I've never seen these things in the sky over my community before. I went to bed thinking like, this is wild. These things are flying over our homes, over our residences. There's a military Earl, which is a munitions depot just like about a mile and a half behind me. They've reported sightings of these things above, and they said they're ready to take action if they need to. This is for naysayers out there, like, this is real.
So how many did you see at once, Rich? Was it just the one, or?
Well, no, I think we would see a couple at a time in various parts of the sky over this water. And we'd be like, oh, we didn't get this shot on that one. And they'd be like, well, wait, we'll just wait. You know, I'm sure there'll be another one. And sure enough, like, one started creeping towards us. And it's like, it felt like I was in a bad sci-fi movie, like that it was just, that I was placed in, but it involved my actual hometown. It was very, very surreal.
I mean, to hear you saying this, again, it just sort of hits me in a different way coming from you. Wow. I want to go to Dr. Ramsland now. Dr. Ramsland lives in Pennsylvania. If you ever told me that I would be asking Dr. Ramsland about drones flying near her home, and we usually talk to her about killers, I wasn't expecting this, but they said, Dr. Ramsland's seeing the drones. What did you see?
A similar experience tonight, actually. It started last night. We were hearing about them in New Jersey, and suddenly we're in eastern Pennsylvania.
So now they're in Pennsylvania too. Now we have drone sightings in Pennsylvania. That's crazy. This is wild.
It's as if they migrated over. I called a couple of friends, and we were texting each other as we were all of us seeing
this
them
is
in
wild.
different areas. And the one tonight, I saw one going west. It was red blinking lights like this one. Another one was coming toward it from the west going east. And then the westward one suddenly turned around and went into formation with the one going east, turned green. The lights turned green and then yellow. And it looked very much like what we're seeing here in these pictures.
What the hell?
Have you anything like it, Dr. Ramsland, and are you sure it wasn't
This is
a plane?
insane.
It couldn't possibly be a plane. It was flying low. It was within half a mile of me. There's no plane path at that point, and it didn't act like a plane. A plane can't turn that fast, and it also had oddly spiral kinds of movements that you just don't see with a plane.
And so it was
and
last
there was no
night.
noise. Again, no noise. Yeah,
No
exactly.
noise. So last night and again tonight?
Yes.
Same look of drone? I mean, did it look the same?
I could see them more clearly tonight, and I think it's because it is a very clear night. I saw them really distinctly, and there were more of them tonight, according to my two friends again got out, and we all could see more tonight.
Wow. Okay, so Dr. Ramsland is in Pennsylvania.
This is
Rich
wild.
is in New Jersey. Scott, you are in Tennessee, so you're in a different area where we haven't heard as much about this. Tell us about your sighting.
Yeah, mine's different than your all's. Mine's a lot different. Mine don't look like what you're showing there at all. These things are round. The ones that I saw were round, and they've got this ring around them. And
That is a Tennessee accent right there. Yeah, I mean, it sounds cool. Now, don't get me wrong; it does sound cool. He sounds like a very cool guy, but that is a very Tennessee accent. It's not completely Southern drawl. That is very Tennessean. I like it.
Around the
I
ring,
like
it's
it.
got little lights on it, and the light is spinning. On the video that I sent you guys, you can see that at first before I zoom in on it, because when I zoom in, it gets all blurry and it looks like it's changing shapes, but it really isn't. But if you look really closely, you'll see how there's a thing spinning around it, and so I don't know what mine didn't look like a plane at all, and I saw like 30 of them all together.
Oh my
that
God!
thing right there was the first one. I believe that was the first one. And when it scooches in, you can sort of see that? You can sort of see there's something spinning around it.
Yep.
But it's hooked to it. It's like a ring.
It's so hard at night to video these things. I mean, that's the thing. It's like no matter, it looks so distinctive in person. And then you look
weird.
At the video, even with our new iPhones, it's just, you can't really capture it. But are you sure it wasn't a plane, Scott? Because sometimes it's hard to tell.
Positive. I think all three of your guests tonight, we're all professional observers, and that's one of the things that we check out. What does it sound like? What does it look like? What is it doing? What does it sound like? And that had no sound at all. And there were, at one point, there were 5 when I after I saw this one, and there were 3 up in the by themselves, and there were 2 ahead of it that came past those, and then as they went on, the other 3 started following that one. Then they.
Wow. Oak Ridge, Tennessee. That is just, somebody knows something. They're not.
Up. And then I got video of where there's one there in different sections of the front yard and the backyard. You could see them through the trees. But these were completely different than what you guys were seeing. These are completely different.
So, Rich, you've been reporting on this for a couple of days. What do you make of the Homeland Security response that essentially the people are...
We're going to get to that in a second.
...these objects, that most of the time it's planes. And the Homeland Security Secretary was actually on TV tonight saying, you know, they keep saying there's no threat to the public.
Yeah, I've got that pulled up next. We're going to look at what Mayorkas said to Wolf Schitzer.
I mean, you've seen them for yourself. You don't seem satisfied with that response.
All due respect, Brian, to the security advisor, it's tone deaf, it's insulting. You know, I know a bunch of state legislatures and sheriffs here in New Jersey who would be happy to talk to him. The Ocean County Sheriff told me a story yesterday that over the weekend there was one of his officers was on the beach, called 911, reported seeing 50 drones come off the ocean inland. They called everybody, the FBI, the Coast Guard, whatever. The Coast Guard went out to investigate, told them they had 13 drones following them in. This is documented stuff. This isn't just like, you know, Bill down the street is calling this in and nobody's verifying these things. These are real people,
California like too,
police
huh?
officers.
Wow.
You know, this is happening. So they need to get, frankly, they should be scrambling something up here, you know, like figure it out. I'm surprised they haven't put a plane up just to like say, here's what we've done. But to see no response, no federal response is truly upsetting. And the longer this goes on, as I mentioned before, somebody's just going to take matters into their own hands and just, you know, now that Trump is saying what he's saying, they're just going to do it. They're going to take a rifle and shoot one of these things.
Yeah, and I mean, look, with video and phones and...
Somebody is going to definitely try that. They are going to try that. Someone is going to try and take a high-powered rifle and shoot at one of these things.
Social media,
you know
can't
it.
just say, oh, nothing to see here anymore. The government
not a threat,
really
unidentified. Nope,
I mean,
they're fine.
I'm just curious, Rich. I'm looking at your video again. It's such good video you got, but you can see the blinking on it almost looks like wings, almost like a plane would, which makes me think, you know, do you think based on what you saw, these are some kind of military drone, some kind of technology that, because, you know, with UFOs that we've covered, this looks like man-made, maybe, I could say from what I'm seeing, although it's blurry. I mean, is that the sense that you got?
I hope so, Brian. Like, that thought went through my mind, and there is some sort of like hope in my brain that this is a secret military operation that at a base near here, and they're calling it red teaming, where they're coming out to test for lapses in our security and where we would be at fault. I hope that that's the solution, or that's what we find out in a week or 2 weeks. If we don't find that out, if it's not our military, it's worse. It's like it's a scary scenario if it's not our military.
Right, if it's something from another country. What do you think, Dr. Ramsden?
Exactly. If this isn't our government, then you can't tell me it's not a danger. If this isn't something our government is doing, you can't
say everything in them, from the vampires to the killers, and I mean, I'm just curious what goes through your mind when you were looking up even tonight. Do you think it's a military exercise? Like, what's your gut telling you?
I'm frustrated with the government response, because you can't say we don't know what it is and also say it's not a threat.
Yep, 100%. That's exactly it. You can't say you don't know what it is, but don't worry about it. It's not a threat at all. You're fine.
Know what it is.
You're lying.
Because you don't know that. And who knows if it's a future threat. They might be gathering intel that will come back on us eventually. And it could be a matter of national security. Why can't they act on that alone? That's potentially, it is a threat. And just rope one of those things in, take a net up there and a helicopter or something. They're not that far away from us. They're not way up in the sky. They can fly pretty low quite often.
It's wild to me that the three of you all saw them. It's crazy. Rich McHugh, Scott Rouse, thank you very much for sharing your videos with us. It's crazy to see. Dr.
Thank you, Mr. Enton. Thank you very much. Appreciate that that report. This is another News Nation report. I'm really liking News Nation. Now, occasionally they get on my nerves, but that's okay. I don't have to agree with everything they say, and I don't. But I'm liking the coverage that the folks at News Nation do. I like Dan Abrams. Sometimes he's a putz, but a lot of times he's not. So this is another News Nation story. This is this was shared on KGET, it looks like, too. So where are they seeing these drones? There's the Mid-Atlantic region, New Jersey. Now we've seen them in Pennsylvania. Now they're seen in Tennessee. So this is talking about New Jersey, Midwest. Residents in Northfield, Minnesota, located south of St. Paul, have reported seeing mysterious flashing lights over the night sky. West Coast, similar sightings have been reporting in Southern California, where residents spotted seeing colored lights. Colin Rambo, who lives outside San Diego in Lemon Grove, told CBS 8 that he witnessed seeing a bunch of red lights floating in the sky. Told the television station he was driving when he saw what he called a fleet of red glowing orbs. Over 5 minutes, Rambo reported to see at least 25 of them. And then some international reports too. So that's just wild. I think this might be. So, yeah. So what is Mayorkas saying? All right. So this was Mayorkas with Schlitzer earlier. Wolf Schitzer.
President-elect Donald Trump, he just called on the Biden administration for you guys to either release any information it has about these mysterious drone sightings or shoot the drones out of the sky. How do you respond to the president-elect?
Well, first of all, the statements I've made already are the principal message that I want to communicate to the American public. We haven't seen anything unusual. We know of no threat. Secondly, we have gone to Congress repeatedly asking for more authority to counter
this guy is a
drone activity. And we have also asked for more authority to.
Our Homeland Security Department does not have authority to act on our own securing our bullcrap. This guy is such a joke.
Give to the state and local officials
This is a
under our
joke.
supervision because it.
Homeland Security is one of the most powerful agencies in our government. Well, we don't really have the we can't really do that.
He correctly notes those authorities need to be expanded.
I want to play something another New Jersey Congressman, Republican Jeff Van Drew, said about the drones over his state in New Jersey. Listen to this.
We're not being told the truth. They are dealing with the American public like we're stupid. They don't know what it is. They don't know what it's about. They haven't taken one down to analyze it. They have no idea where it comes from, but they know that it's not that. I mean, that's nonsense. They do not know what they're doing. Why don't they take one of them down, analyze it, and let us know what's really happening?
What do you say to the congressman?
Well, first of all, we have experts, and he should not diminish the extent of their expertise and the extent of their.
We can't tell you what they are. We know you're not under a threat, but we're not going to tell you what they are. But don't call it. Don't diminish us.
Dedication to the well-being of the American people. These are individuals who dedicate their careers to the safety and security.
Oh, stop it with your freaking indignation, dude. Just stop. Oh my God. Please. Yeah, you're so offended. You're in politics. Fucking shut up.
Of the United States of America. Number one. Number two, it's not as though anyone can just take down a drone in the sky. That in and of itself would be dangerous.
Do you have the authority to shoot down drones?
Our authorities are very limited. That is precisely why we have gone to Congress to
This guy even sounds like a dipshit.
Expand.
I mean, his voice says, I'm a dipshit.
Those authorities. Our authorities are limited by the United States Coast Guard in the maritime environment, the United States Secret Service in its protection of our national leaders, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection with respect to the border. We have various authorities that are.
You said mean stuff about us. Don't you say mean stuff about us.
Discreet to the particular missions. We can't just shoot a drone out of the sky.
Do you know for sure these are drones or unmanned aircraft? What are they?
We believe that there are cases of mistaken identity where drones are actually small.
Oh, here's where he gets into it. Here's where he's just saying that you're not seeing what these people right here, all three of these people, highly educated people, like the guy on the bottom right said, I'm sorry, I don't remember their names. These are professional observers, all three of them, right? Even the guy on the top, he said, I was skeptical. I was skeptical about what I was seeing. I don't know. I was like, yeah, right, sure, there's drones, whatever. And then he saw it with his own eyes. We've had reports from officers of their own eyes, seeing 50 of these things come off the water. So Mayorkas is going to tell us that, no, you're not really seeing what you're seeing.
Craft and people are misidentifying them. There very well may be drones in the sky, of course, but those are commercially available. One can go into a convenience store and buy a small drone. There are also.
They're 8-foot wingspan drones, but they just bought them out of a store.
So commercial.
I mean, this is not only I mean, this is just straight up lying, gaslighting, telling the American people that you're stupid.
Trump, he just called on the Donald Trump. He just called on the
service, and we believe that there are cases of mistaken identity. Drones in the sky, of course, but those are commercially available. One can go into a convenience store and buy a small drone. There are also commercial drones as well. But we know of no threat or nefarious activity. And I want to repeat, Wolf, that if we learn of any cause for concern, we will be transparent in our communication of it.
We know that some of these drones, whether in the Middle East or Ukraine, have weapons, have missiles attached to these drones. Wouldn't it be smart to at least get a look at these drones to see if they're armed?
Wolf, there is no question that technology has advanced in the realm of drones.
This is next level. This is next level lying to people and just gaslighting and just being, I mean, folks, Listen to his words. We do not have your back. We are not able to protect you. We don't have the authority from Congress to protect you. You have turned over a lot of your constitutional rights to us. We have just completely taken a hammer and banged on the Constitution and dented the fuck out of it, right? We've ripped it up. We've kind of taped it back, and then we pounded on it with the hammer again, and then we reshaped it to make it do what we wanted to, but we still don't have enough authority to protect you. We cannot protect you from anything. We are incompetent bozos. You're on your own, and you're stupid.
Can fly farther.
That's what I got out of this whole thing right here.
Fly faster. They can carry heavier payloads. Our authorities need to keep up with the technological advances. The chairman of the Homeland Security Committee in the House of Representatives, Mark Green, has argued for and advocated for that expansion of authorities. So has Congressman Pfluger. We agree with that advocacy, and we have sought increased authorities.
As you know, it's causing a lot of concern. Mr. Secretary.
I'm here to calm those concerns, Wolf, and we'll calm those concerns, Wolf, and we'll be back if there's any reason for them. Increased authorities.
As you know, it's causing a lot of concern. Mr. Secretary.
I'm here to calm those concerns, Wolf. And
that's the best part of this whole thing. Oh man, it's causing a lot of concern. Well, we're here to calm those concerns. I've told you you're stupid. Told you you're not seeing what you think you're seeing. I told you that, we don't know what it is, but we don't have the authority to really do anything. You're on your own. But let me calm your fears. Oh my God. Man, can we make it to the 20th of January like this? Are we going to be able to make it?
We'll be back.
Holy crap.
For them.
We'll continue this conversation if in fact these drones continue to show up over New Jersey and elsewhere. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
And good.
Alejandro Mayorkas says there's nothing we can do about the New Jersey drones because they don't have the authorities. Just people are just mistaking them for drones bought at convenience stores. Biggest clown in America. Absolutely. Mayorkas says people might simply be mistaking the drones for planes or convenience store drones. He's confident that the drones are not a threat before suggesting Americans were crazy for thinking they could be. This is just the most amazing shit I've ever freaking seen. I mean, I thought Syria was crazy. Oh no. Yeah, exactly. How have they got? I mean, I know that New Jersey's tried to get up on them with a helicopter. They turned the lights off and they disappear. Then they had their own drone that they tried to fly. We heard that earlier. And they said that they couldn't keep up with it. The thing just blazed away from them. This is insanity. And the thing is they know they can just tell us if it's a military, if they're just testing military drones, just tell us you're testing military drones. But for freak's sake, man, to just get out there and completely straight up lie to people. It is insane. Oh my good Lord. I thought he had gone on like MSNBC too, but maybe not. Let's see who was on. I don't know what MSNBC was saying. Okay, so maybe CNN's probably in on it because now it looks like they're
Adam Kyle is over here. He's going to.
They're going to fly their own drones. They're going to fly their own drones to show you that, don't worry about it.
So this is what
this is also an agricultural drone. So normally not fly at night.
Okay. So one of the things we keep hearing from people, from citizens and politicians, is they see things in the sky that are the size of cars, and they're very concerned and scared. First of all, can you tell how big a drone is when it's in the sky?
No, the most amazing thing is that's going to look larger to us here standing on the ground than it did when it was sitting on the ground, and it's going to look smaller on your screen where you take the video. So
CNN's gotten they're on board. The CIA has told them, this is what you need to tell everybody. This is the report you need to give. So they're on board now. This is crazy. It's just crazy. All right. Well, maybe we'll see. I don't know. We'll be on tomorrow. This isn't over. I'm sure we're going to have way more drone stories in the next few days. There is a Reddit report that it's radar guy here. I know who's operating the drones. 25-year radar operator for a major agency. I just thought I'd let you all know what's going on. The drones are part of a military drill being conducted by Space Force. Everything's on a need-to-know basis, which is why there's so much confusion. What gets me concerned is why I had to make this post is that something big is about to go down. So, yeah, this basically says that the crazy stuff's going to happen in the next couple weeks. So we'll see. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, man. All right. I need to get to some more editing for tomorrow because we are going to, yeah. No, it is. It's coming from all directions, isn't it? It is like, ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. It's just like, we're going to try and screw as much stuff up as we can. We're mad that we lost the election, so we're going to completely try and screw up everything. Like some of the people that are getting pardons and commutations are weird. Like this guy. One of the people who got their sentence commuted by Biden today was a Kids for Cash judge. He accepted big kickbacks in exchange for sentencing kids to for-profit prisons. So he would sentence these kids to more than they deserved, and the for-profit prisons were giving them kickbacks. And he went to jail, and now he's got his sentence commuted by Biden. Why? And I mean, even the city where and then there was another one today, where lady was, let's see. Did I spell that right? Biden commutations. There we go. There was a lady that oh yeah, so there was a Chinese. Oh, share this tab instead. He did grant claims that he to Shailin Jin, the Chinese citizen in prison for possessing child porn. But that was back in November. And then a doctor convicted of running pill mills, financiers stole hundreds of millions of dollars from investors, and a woman who preyed on mentally disabled, a healthcare executive, and more. Good grief. There was one, though, that this lady had oh, wow. Is this Joe Biden commutes 1,500 sentences, pardons 39 people in the largest single-day clemency act in modern history. This ain't over either. This is not over. This is insane. I wanted to find the one. There was a lady who embezzled. And I spelled that wrong. Where is it? Yeah, she committed the largest municipal embezzlement scheme in U.S. history. And she got out today. Oh, where is it? Where are you? Biden. Oh, what was I saying? All right, let's see if that brings it up. If not, I'm just going to move on. Rita Crundwell. Here we go. Here we go. President Biden commuted a sentence of Rita Crundwell, the woman who embezzled over $53 million from a small Illinois town and spent it on luxury goods, real estate, and a horse breeding business. This person got their sentence commuted. Crundwell's scheme was the largest municipal embezzlement in U.S. history, left a town of 15,000 people. She took $53 million from a town of 15,000 people. Nope. I understand completely. If you fall, anybody who falls asleep, no worries. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Crundwell's scheme was the largest municipal embezzlement in U.S. history and 15,000 people. The city of Dixon issued this statement. City of Dixon is shocked and outraged with the announcement that President Biden has given Rita Crundwell clemency for the largest municipal embezzlement in the history of our country. This is a complete travesty of justice, slap in the face for our entire community. Yeah. When did she go to prison? I wonder. She pled guilty. Conahan pleaded guilty racketeering conspiracy charges, was sentenced in 2011 to 17 and a half years in prison. Oh, wait, that's a different one. All right, that was the different one. So Rita Crundwell, let's see, when did she go to prison? Copy, let's just paste and search. So it looks like she probably went to prison in 2000. Embezzlement, capture and arrest. In the fall of 2011, she's on extended vacation. She discovered the RSCD account with 179 deposits and associated checking activity. Didn't recognize it. She arrived at work on April 17, 2012. FBI agents were waiting for her. She pled guilty in 2012 to a single count of wire fraud. Oh my God. Wow, she did it for years and years and years. She was incarcerated at Minnesota Security Federal Correction Institute in Minnesota. Originally eligible and scheduled for release after serving 85% of her sentence on March 5th, 2030. So she wasn't scheduled to get out until March 5th of 2030. Oh, I guess she was in a residential reentry center, but still. Her release was still listed as October 20th of 2028, but by getting clemency, it is now December 12th, 2024. What the hell? Oh, yep, sorry. Good lordy. I don't, it's so crazy. This shit is nuts. All right, I'm going to get to some editing. I'm going to get some more editing done. So we'll just hang out with me. You can do it with me. I've been going for an hour talking about drones. All right. I'm going to let this fire up and take a break, go into the restroom. I'll be right back. Why don't you go over here and entertain the people? Get up and dance or something. I think for tomorrow, honey, I'll probably try to turn the dog game on for the stream. You might have to watch it. I'll explain it to you later. Oy. I'm going to be streaming from town tomorrow, but I might try and turn the dog cam on here before I go. And then I can have dog cam on as long as it's just, if something happens, it gets bumped, you can just straighten the camera up basically. That work? Oh, I opened the wrong program. All right, I am back. Had to run. So yeah, I'm thinking I can have dog cam tomorrow while streaming from the store if I turn it on before I go. And it's already on. Yeah, I think we can make that happen. Probably do it underneath the desk, not out there, but we'll see. I'll figure it out tomorrow. All right. Go ahead and share my big screen. Share the whole big screen. Sharing the big screen. Make sure we share audio. Bam! There it is. All right. Trailer 1. So yeah, tomorrow I'm just gonna we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm gonna release the trailer, and then my plan for the trailer is to I was trying to think what I'm gonna do, whether I do like an advertisement on you. I was thinking, okay, what if I did an advertisement on on YouTube? Never really looked into it, so I was going to look into it. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll just advertise it with some of the people that I watch on YouTube by, because everybody reads their super chats. So I'm like, maybe I'll just try and advertise it on their channels using super chats by saying, hey, some of you other folks have inspired me to do my own channel, and I did this show, and here's the trailer, and please have your people go watch it on my channel. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do, but we'll see. We'll see how that works. Just trying to figure this out.
Introducing Agent Charles Walker from the Federal Enforcement Division, or Fed.
Okay, that's all we got so far. All right, so I need like a bump. I need something from him just to say, all right. I was gonna look in the interrogation. So let's look in. Where is it? There we go. All right.
What?
This whole thing is fucking funny. This is hilarious too. But we'll go on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my statement. Is there an issue?
Well.
Wow, that's bad audio. Let's see.
That depends.
Depends on what?
Depends on. I mean, misinformation is a serious problem. Where are you? Miss Cooper, misinformation is getting to be a really serious problem. And people repeating misinformation like you did here, it really hurts what we're trying to do.
What are you trying to do?
Excellent question. That's classified. You don't have the clearance.
Oh. Oh, that might. Maybe we'll start out with that. I'm going to copy all of that. And we're going to put it here. All right, let's see what happens. All right, first we need to get, I kind of need something else here. Hang on. I want these two too.
Miss Cooper.
Ah. All right, gotta find the best audio. Let's see.
Misinformation is getting to be a really serious problem. And people. Cooper. Misinformation is getting to be a really serious problem. And people repeating misinformation like you did here, it really hurts what we're trying to do.
What are you trying to do?
That is blurry. God damn it. You're done.
Miss Cooper.
Okay. That was the overhead camera, wasn't it? Yes.
Misinformation is getting to be a very serious problem. Spreading misinformation. It really interferes with what we are trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Excellent question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have the clearance.
All right, that's what I want. I want this whole piece right here. So, and then we're going to take stuff out of these. All right, so, no, I don't need all that, though. All right, we'll start there to there. Okay, highlight that. I want, All right, fine. You're going to make me put edits in. I'll put edits in. Make me edit it up. I will edit it up. Edit it up. All right. Okay, there we go.
Misinformation.
All right, that we can delete. I don't. Let's see. Do I need that? Okay. Let's get everybody in the picture here before we go and do any of this. Do some of that. Go. Enable. Enable.
Misinformation is getting to be a very serious problem. Spreading misinformation. It really interferes with what we are trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Right. You might have to do this. See, there's me. I'm right next to it. Right next there.
With what we are trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Okay, let's get her before she closes her eyes. Man, I wish that wasn't so out of fucking focus. Nope.
Misinformation is getting to be a very serious problem. Spreading misinformation. Misinformation.
Actually, I think that sounds pretty good.
Misinformation is getting to be a very serious problem.
Okay, I like that. We can just bring the volume up a little bit.
Misinformation is getting to be a very serious problem.
Okay. Cut that there. And then cut that there.
It really...
Okay, let's get rid of that. Turn this off. And then actually... I need to move these up one. Okay, there we go.
Agent Charles Walker from the Federal Enforcement Division, or Fed.
Misinformation is getting to be a very serious problem.
Agent Charles Walker from the Federal Enforcement Division, or Fed.
Misinformation is getting to be a very serious problem. It really...
Okay, let's get that.
Really interferes with what we are trying to do.
And what are you trying?
Okay, so then I want to go there. And go there. And go there. Oh, you know what? Okay, I'm just thinking of something here. No. Never mind, I'm all right. No. Oh, come on. Highlight it, you stupid fucking motherfucker. Excuse me. All right.
It really interferes with what we are trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Excellent question.
I guess that is. Guess he leans back.
Trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Excellent question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have...
And I didn't cut enough of it. Damn it.
The clearance. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have the clearance. Question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have... problem. It really interferes with what we are trying to do.
And what are you...
Okay, this I need to turn on.
Interferes with what we are trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Excellent question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have the clearance.
Oh, I want that. Oh, because I was zoomed in with the. Oh, because I zoomed in on it myself. I see. Shit. All right. Let's see what this camera brings us. I can just zoom this camera in here. Hang on. Okay, that. Zoom over.
To do. Excellent question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have the.
All right, let's see.
Enforcement Division, or Fed.
Misinformation is getting to be a very serious problem. It really interferes with what we are trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Excellent question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have the clearance.
Yes, I think that works.
We are trying to.
Damn it. Copy. Paste attributes.
Excellent question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have the clearance.
Okay, so I need to. What is going on? You're fine.
Enforcement Division, or Fed.
Misinformation is getting to be a very serious problem. It really interferes with what we are trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Excellent question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't.
Can we just use that one? Yeah, I guess we just have to. We'll just have to go with the edits I did here.
Getting to be a very serious problem. It really interferes with what we are trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Excellent question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have the clearance.
All right, we need to get rid of these. Actually, we can get rid of all this. We can get rid of all this. Let's get this clutter out of here. Let's get rid of the clutter. Since we're just going to deal with these couple of thingies. No.
Misinformation is getting to be a very serious problem. It really interferes with what we are trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Excellent question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have the clearance.
Let's see, can we get that one?
And what are you trying to do?
Excellent question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have the clearance.
That doesn't look too bad. All right, let's just get a little color on that. Warm it up just a little bit. Copy. Paste attributes. Turn off the motion. Turn off that. All we want is the color on it. Okay.
Problem. It really interferes with what we are trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Excellent question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have the clearance.
All right, there we go. There we go. First part of that short is done. I'll be right back. I'm going to go throw this away. Outside. Please go outside. All right. I had to let some dogs outside. Oh. Okay.
Introducing Agent Charles Walker from the Federal Enforcement Division, or Fed.
Misinformation is getting to be a very serious problem. It really interferes with what we are trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Excellent question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have the clearance.
All right. Amazon. Dog timer. Oh, gosh darn it. Amazon. Dog timer. I'm going to set my timer now and let the dogs back in.
5 minutes, starting now.
I have a special dog timer. I do. I have a special dog timer. Okay, so first part of that is done. All right, let's get, now we need to get, oops, some voiceover stuff. More voiceover. Okay. And which one did we go with last night? That was mono. That's right. We did mono. Oh, come on. Where you at? Mono. Mono's hiding on us. Switch the male. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Hey guys.
We want to select. We want to go 0.9. We want to go angry. All right. And all right. So what's next? What are we going to say about Agent Walker here? Go ahead and stretch this out to 55 seconds. We know how much we got to fill. Okay. Something about, because I got a couple different things where he's like talking crap about his other agency. Just right after this part 2. I was thinking maybe using this one too. That's right.
You know those bum idiots. This is all them. We had a solid case.
Agent Walker is always a team player and appreciates the efforts of his colleagues. How about that? All right, let's see how that sounds.
Agent Walker is always a team player and appreciates the efforts of his colleagues.
I like it. All right, download that. Go ahead and get our file explorers open so we can transfer these. Downloads. Properties. Walker. Colleagues. And then voiceovers. And then move that over there. And then find our voiceover spot. There it is. Move that into there. And then Agent Walker short. We'll move this. Oh, we can move these down too. Hang on. All right. And then move this to here. Yeah, you guys will get your chance in a second. Something's not right. Hang on.
Fed.
Misinformation is getting to...
That is not lined up with that. All right. Okay, hang on. Amazon. Snooze timer.
Okay. Your timer for 5 minutes.
Next one's up. All right, come on. Hey here. All right, go outside. All right. Let's go. Yep. All right. Now it's lining up.
Or fed.
Misinformation is getting to be a very serious problem. It really interferes with what we are trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Excellent question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have the clearance.
That line gets a lot of use in our show.
Vision. Or fed.
Misinformation.
Well, that's why I kind of cut it off, didn't I?
Charles Walker from the Federal Enforcement Division, or Fed.
Misinformation is getting to be a very serious problem. It really interferes with what we are trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Excellent. What you're trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Excellent question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have the clearance.
Okay, good. All right, now it's all fitting. All right. Now let's move this here. Put that into place.
I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have the clearance.
Agent Walker is always a team player and appreciates the efforts of his colleagues.
Okay, now we get the opening footage. And basically, we don't need all that. We just need this.
Appreciates the efforts of his colleagues.
You know those bum idiots. This is all them. We had a solid case.
Mm-hmm. That's a good right there. I think that's the shot. Actually, let me go over to here and find it. That one right there. Aha. Bam. Okay. One in here.
The clearance.
Agent Walker is always a team player and appreciates the efforts of his colleagues.
You know those bum idiots. This is all them. We had a solid case.
All right, I can even cut that down a little bit. Good. All right. Okay, stand by. Amazon. Snooze.
Your timer for 5 minutes.
All right, Kyra. Go. All right, come on. Take this down. Nina. Okay, come on. Get in there. Come on. All right. Okay, and then So next. We're about halfway. These all don't have to be a minute. They could be a little shorter if I wanted them to. There is the next little piece.
What? Wait, like, don't you have a department, like a new department that's supposed to handle
Those idiots don't know what they're doing. There is only one
He gets a little angry when you talk about the new department.
What? Wait, like, don't you have a department, like a new department that's supposed to handle
Those idiots don't know what they're doing. There is only one.
We could use that. Or
Taylor Tomlinson.
This is insane. Get my lawyer. Get my lawyer right now.
Okay, I have. People start to ask questions.
Where do I go next? At a loss. I'm at a brain moment. I don't know where to go next. I need. Okay. I'm going to save this and take a pause. Because when you come into a moment where you're like, I don't know where to go next, you really just need to put it away for a second, go do something else, and then come back to it, which I will. I think what I'll do is take my blood pressure on the stream. Let's see what it's at. Oh, yes. Now, I don't have really a blood pressure thing, but like I'm on. When you have a heart issue, they put you on things that keep your blood pressure at a certain limit, especially when you have stents like I do. So, Amazon, stop. So, my work put me on this program that says, hey, check your blood pressure occasionally. So, we'll do that. You know, insurance, right? Talk about the insurance things. Let's see where we're at. We'll check it live. We'll do it live. I think the next place I'll go, something about how serious Sergeant Walker is, very serious about the mission. Or something along those lines. Oh, going up to 132 over 83. The top number's a little higher than normal. Interesting. Thought I could kind of tell that. Like sometimes that's down like around 100. So that's up a little bit. Probably all the dinner I had. Could have done it. All right, it's doing its thing. It's getting its. It uploads to my phone. You know, they know all this stuff about me. There are no secrets anymore. You can't keep secrets. No secrets allowed. All right, let's just see anything else going on. Oh, we did have that. We did have a whole new hearing. Oh, wait, let me let dogs in. Hang on one second. All right, come on. Let's go. Oy. They had a whole new hearing in the Karen Reed case in Massachusetts, where they decided that they wanted to try and relitigate the whether that Dr. Marie Russell was a qualified expert or not to talk about dog bites. And I don't know if you caught any of that hearing the other day, but it was horrible. The new assistant DA that they hired is a jerk. I mean, that's all you can really call him. He was an ass. He was just really, really rude. Let's see if I can capture a little bit of this. Yeah, this was a good point here where she let me show you this. Now, this was a good point where she showed that the puncture wounds from the shirt were going out.
Photograph are small puncture wounds, very small. And what's interesting about them, to me, is that in many of those wounds, the clothing fibers are actually headed out of the wound.
And what significance, if any, is it to you that the direction of the fibers are coming, as you described it, outside?
Well, it's very significant because, in training, we learned that we had to look at direction, for instance, of tissue and fibers to determine if a gunshot wound was an entry or an exit. Now, gunshot wounds, they only do one of those two things through the same hole. They either enter or exit. But in this case, we have fibers exiting the wound, which means that the offending object exited the wound. So the teeth exited the wound. Objection. Sustained.
So I'm afraid, though, that the judge in this case is a complete lunatic. And he was awful, like here. I mean, just basically accusing her of lying. See, I mean, stuff like this, trying to just like change her stuff around. I mean, just being a nuts. Just very condescending. The whole thing was condescending. And if that's how he is around the jury, then I mean, it's going to be rough.
I've read articles on dog bites.
You've read books on dog bites.
No, I have read articles on dog bites.
Have you ever read this book? Do you recognize this as an authority?
No.
So for the record, you need to say what you just showed the
I'm
witness.
showing Dr. Russell a book called Dog Bites, a Multidisciplinary Perspective, edited by Dean S. Mills.
Is that it? I'm sorry. May I see it?
If the court would let me, of course. May I approach?
Yeah.
So he just pulls up a random book, says, "Have you ever read this book?" And then gives her the book. And then watch what she does with the book. This is great.
Thank you.
So she takes a peek, looks at the book, looks at like who are the authors.
It doesn't mention if any of these people have degrees of any.
Sorry, Your Honor, I don't believe a question's pending.
Doesn't mention if any of these people have degrees. Like, are any of these people valid? And there was a question about this book. So, yeah, that guy was just a. Oh, yeah. If they thought that this was some win, they're going to bring in this new prosecutor. Then, and they're going to make it. Now so what I noticed too is on people like this, if Dr. Russell is allowed to testify in the next trial, I believe what she testified yesterday will be impeachable. It's problematic. So this is somebody that is on the anti-care that thinks Karen Reed is guilty. They always do this. They always block their replies because they know people are going to roast them. They are going to roast. People are going to just completely destroy what they says. Watch this. Julie Carpenter. I bet you accounts Julie follows or mentions can reply. That's the only people that can reply to this is people that she follows or people she mentions in here. Every single one of them do it. That's why I have a whole category called Sideshow Clowns, which we're going to talk about here. People like Grant, people like this Christy. Yeah, all these weirdos, this yellow cottage tails. This guy's a complete moron. So yeah, I can't. We'll see where that goes. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna think on this. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do some more editing on my own here. And then yeah, we'll be live tomorrow. Probably I'm thinking somewhere around 2:00 my time. So 2, and then we'll have the trailer released tomorrow. It's going to be glorious. And then we'll start advertising the trailer, trying to bump up our numbers, get them up there. See if we can get them up there. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's fun. I think I got a good thing here. We just got to get some people to look at it, right? and stop losing subscribers and start gaining subscribers. That would be helpful if people would actually stop. The numbers would stop going down and start going back up again. That would be wonderful. I would love that. So anyway, all right. That's my plan, is to try to get some damn people to look. So, yep, we will see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Goodbye. Oh, I got to turn it off. Okay, goodbye.